What up, in this John? It's your boy Ibskelso coming back with another MX Bikes banger. Now, before you guys adjust your phone brightness or change your monitor settings, yes, I am Blacker and playing a dirt bike game, and today we're here at Motorland facility created by my boy Baked Minotaurs. And I'm a little late to the party, but I'm here. And yeah, I gotta say we're gonna start with Supercross first because, you know, Supercross season is in, and I'm working with the TM at the moment. I know a lot of you guys are like, dude, no way he's riding a freaking TM. Dude, I gotta say this is probably gonna be my go-to bike for the coming up aerial. Like, I don't know, right now, like, it's super early, but I gotta say, like, I feel the most comfortable on the TM, so I'm gonna keep rocking it with it. But yeah, hopefully everybody had a great Christmas. You know, hopefully you guys are pushing P and living life, and yeah, that being said, hopefully you guys got everything on your Christmas list. If not, you guys are still happy about it. But yeah, with that being said, we're gonna get tackled right into both sides of the Supercross tracks. There's two Supercross tracks, more of an amateur to a actual pro side of it, so we're gonna do both at the exact same time. And then there's also a possibly get a freaking quad onto that table. Thoughts? Nani? And there's also a amateur kind of like track and then a pro track for motocross. So kind of got all the best of all worlds here, to be honest with you, and I'm super ready to conquer it. And the reason why I wanted to start on Supercross, because Supercross season right around the corner, and why not get the extra practice and show you off what I've been doing so far. Probably not the best rider, but we can hang in there, right? But yeah, this TM is definitely the go-to for me. This is the TM 250. Link will be down in the description below to all my Supercross setups video. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully you guys can get it for the 250s at least. But yeah, with that being said, Motorland is here to stay, and I gotta say, for this being released right at the end of the year, I'm glad that he put so much time and I've been waiting for so long. It's well worth it. I'm glad he didn't rush it. You know, a lot of people would be like, oh, I need to rush it, you know, for clout, for this and that. Baked literally took his time with this track, and it definitely came out so good. I remember Skizzy talking about it and him talking about it, just showing off little bits and pieces here and there, and especially riding it from my own eyes. Like, I was super excited for it, and glad to see from where I started then to now doing Supercross on here, and especially the motocross. I did run a race on the pro earlier on the Kawasaki, and I gotta say, man, it was actually really fun. I gotta figure out what I want to do in this instead of casing. Keep like casing the crap out of it. But yeah, with that being said, like, W track so far, just on the Supercross side, I feel like I'm gonna put out a lot of practice here, just because, like, it's really good whoop practice, really good section practice. And you know, I feel like with his tracks, you can't really get it down packed within the first go around. Usually you can like get everything down packed within the first go around of like doing stuff, but it's almost like a challenge. It's a real challenge to kind of feel like the lines and the flow. Like, he doesn't make his track super wide, so it's almost like kind of practicing being precise, being perfection. And I like that. I like that a lot. You know, it makes you realize, you know, hey, if this is going to be, you know, your own little compound, you practice on staying tight, practice on staying close to the bike. And that's a dub for me, to be honest with you. And yeah, I mean, keep it up, Baked. I can't wait for another track. I already know you got another one in progress, so can't wait for that one to be seen. But so far, the whoops aren't bad. It's kind of just me being a goober and me getting through the track. But like I said, this is kind of like my first impressions. Haven't rode the track in a minute since it was dropped, since he had me practice it and kind of get my two thoughts on it. But I'm glad to see my progression on Supercross in general, and I'm glad to see the TM being able to pull through. I think I'm low-key trying to go for like jumps that I know I can't land, but at the end of the day, we're savages and we're trying to test the limits, especially beyond this track. You know, we want to see what we can make and what we can't make. Get that triple in onto a table. I think you got to go over that table to get like the double out, because like that kind of like single over is kind of too wide out for a 250. So we're gonna have to think about that one for sure. And then here, I don't know, I really don't have an answer to it, but it's there. It's nice. It's not bad. But yeah, this is the Supercross tracks. The amateur is the orange, kind of like dirt, and then the pro side, more of it, is the gray side. We'll go one more time, see if we can get this quad in. It'd be really great. Ooh, onto the table. Nope, that's definitely a 450 line, but I can at least triple, so I got to be able to downside and triple. But yeah, let's go ahead and head over to the amateur motocross. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here now at the amateur kind of motocross track, and I gotta say, what I do enjoy is that both pro and the amateur is nimble and like narrow. Like I said before, it's just like I enjoy that everything's kind of narrow and that you actually have to like work on precision being here. You know, you can't really kind of go everywhere you want in a gray area. So that's really cool. But yeah, the so far I do know how to ride this track for the most part, kind of like little gray areas where I'm gonna have to need some refreshers. But yeah, I will say the track's always a W, and he's I love how like nice and close. You really work on your corner lining, and that's even a thing, but your corners and, you know, lining up for a corner. I gotta say, Baked, man, I do appreciate you coming out with this you know, compound, because it's something really good for the community, especially for it to be free. You don't really see compounds coming out that are free. I should say that's my biggest thing, is that he came out with this track free. I knew it was up in the air to whether to see if it was going to be free or not. I was going to support it either way, only because Bake's been just around for so much, and I was going to put down like at least 30 good copies to the community for my Ibskelso community. But I'm glad that he made it free, because it's giving everybody that chance, and there's so much for everybody here. You know, it's not just for the how should I say, like for the pros, not just for the amateurs, it's for everybody, you know. And I shouldn't say the pro motocross is super difficult, but it definitely will give you a run for your money at first. And that's what I do enjoy about his tracks, is that you really just can't pick everything up like on the fly, like, you know, right then and there. You know, it's gonna take a few minutes, like a few times, couple laps. Ooh, I think you could probably transfer onto that. Thoughts? I don't know, that looks kind of crazy. I lucky want to see about that. We come back around. But yeah, like the biggest thing is just like being able to get on a track and know that you're not gonna be able to conquer it within the first like 5 minutes of riding, you know, like really, you know, really test your lines, really see what's up, see what's gonna be good. And I like the texture, like it's not sand, it's a good dirt. I really like the color. It's not like he's kind of like deterring away from just keeping the same old orange sand, so more of a gray, I mean not sand, dirt, more of a gray, and I like that. And this like little drop down is pretty nice, and I really enjoy how deep these like little like berms are getting into like to the mid. You really have to take your time and slow into them, but you can rail right back out. And I think knowing that we're on the new OEMs makes this track 10 times better. When I did ride this track on the last OEMs, yeah, it was definitely a struggle for 250s, just a little bit. Like it was just weird riding with a 250, even a 450. Like the only thing that was viable was for like a 125. But being that the new OEMs are out, I enjoy having a 250 on this track. So I definitely recommend it. I think a lot of people say, oh, go for a smaller bike since it's smaller. It's not always the case, only because, you know, smaller just means, you know, you got to be more precise. And I know like you can get around the track way better, way faster with a smaller bike, which is okay, you know, And you know, that's the whole point. But being able to ride and rip a bigger bike on how small like and narrow the track is huge. Like that's literally upping your game, because when you get to a bigger track, you can literally take up less space on the track, to where it's like you're not running into other people and you're being able to dodge and weave from other people, you know. That's huge. I don't know, that's my own personal opinion. But yeah, I think the amateur track is just as good as the pro track, and same thing with the, you know, amateur supercross to the pro. It's awesome, you know. It's not too much of a big skill gap from each other, but you can definitely see the difference, especially when we get to the big boys. So I don't even know, we're just running some pretty good laps now. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the pro motocross track at Motoland, and I gotta say, man, the 180 turn back the other way is actually really cool. And I've been just vibing with this, with the pro side of it. Like, I enjoyed the supercross and I enjoyed the amateur one, but man, something hits different about the pro track. Like, I did save the best for last, and I know I did, but this track is fun. This track is competitive, like on how narrow it is. You really have to hit your lines and be precise, and you're able to kick somebody else out. Like, look at that. You think 10 bikes are being able to fit through that? You literally have to be precise. You have to be vigilant. You have to stay active and stay focused on being able to not either cross jump somebody in a pro race or like a pro ride. And you have to, you definitely just cannot be a hazard on this track, especially on how small it is. But it's a really great flow. I can't lie to you. Like, such fun. W jumps, lines, and yeah, just kind of, I love hitting the insides, because the reason why is because it's like crisscross applesauce. You like go inside, outside, inside, outside. Uh-oh, almost to the side of the, oh, we went down the little hill, it's all right. And then this right here was such a conquering spot, to where if you can get into that, you can't use any throttle, dude. You literally got to let the bike literally like do engine braking, like, because if not, you're flying over. I've done it about 5 times earlier, so I knew exactly, hey, I got to slow my Johnson down for that one. But I will say this track is such a W. You're not looking at a really crazy time, but you're looking at a good time. Like, I should say not crazy time on like, you know, bad vibes. I'm saying like time-wise on the track. You're not like literally riding for days trying to get a time, but you're not riding for like less than that. You know, you're not riding less than that on the track. So I think a good maybe minute 40 would be good. I don't know. We're gonna have to run a good lap, but track is a dub. Go ahead and breeze over that, sting like a butterfly, float like a bee or whatever. Ooh, delish. Yeah, I think the coolest thing is being able to get over some of these jumps and like literally just float, dude. The flotation device is absolutely delish. Like Baked literally has done like wonders on this track. It's beyond belief. And Kawasaki just makes this track look like demonetized. Like, oh my goodness. Like, look at this. Get close. Oh, you can't tell me this track is not a dub, man. This whole compound, like, you guys get 2 supercross tracks, an amateur track. Oh, see what I'm talking about? That's what. See what I'm talking about? As soon as you like do any gas right there, you're going straight over. But you get 2 supercross tracks, an amateur and a pro, and you get an amateur motocross and a pro. Like, what more can you ask for, dude? Like, you don't need anything super fancy. You don't need anything out in the beyond. You just need something to kind of just show that this is moto land, and I like it. Like, the flow is absolutely amazing, dude. I think an elimination race on this track would be superb. And I believe you can only do I believe you can only race the excuse me, you can only race the pro motocross. You can't do the other ones, which is fine. You know, at the end of the day, like, you're more focused on this track anyway because it is the pro. It's the one that you've really been putting in that work in to show off. So yeah, with that being said, it's definitely a dub. Definitely. Oh, 1 minute 30 actually. Okay, I said a 1 minute 40, and I feel like you can even get lower than a 130. Okay. See, that's a good track. That's a good track. A minute 30 is really where it's at. I think KBR had a minute 30 freaking supercross track. So yeah, if you're pushing Pete for a minute 30 motocross track, you're actually in the ways. But it's just so flowy, dude. The bumps aren't bad either. Like, the bumps aren't bad at all for you to be like riding through here, like to where you're gonna be thrown to the like moon and back. Like, you really can just enjoy your time, dude. I don't know. And like, I guess I would say like it's quick to easy to mess up. Like, you have to. There we go. I mean, why even reiterate it? You have to be precise, and it shows right there. Like, I'm still messing up myself. Like, Baked, you literally have done an excellent job showing that precision is the key to go on this track. And that right there is what makes a better rider. W, like 10 out of 10. Like, being precise is what makes you a better rider, makes you take up less track from any challenger next to you. And I gotta say, like, that's a smart move. That was like a 200 IQ move, like, for me. So keep that up, dude. I hope I see more tracks like this brought from you. I know we've done Minotaur Compound. No, we've done Minotaur Compound. I've tried to do Ferry Compound. I think Ferry Compound was the exact same thing, nice and narrow. Never was able to put on a Deddy for some reason, just wasn't working. But to ride that track on narrow and like on how many people would have been a great elimination race too. So I think the narrow side of it too is actually really fun for if you ever do an elimination race on one of these tracks, because just imagine, like I said, 20 people trying to fit up one of these like nice little berms with nice little ruts. Like, it's not gonna happen. It's gonna be carnage, and it's gonna be fun carnage. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is Motoland, guys. What else do you expect, bro? It's a dub. Like, I think it's viable for 125s, 450s, and 250s. Like, I think Maximus was in here. I had Somerville, all of them, man, just going crazy on 450s, the Fantics. So you can ride anything, man. Just know it's a dub. I hope to see more of you guys want to ride this track. I will be putting this track more on my server list. So let's slow her down for the one time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, look how clean it looks when you actually do make it. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, at game mode. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I do appreciate you guys. You guys are an absolute dub out there. And yeah, you guys stay safe. Merry Christmas. Thank you guys for almost 5,000 subs. We're gonna keep pushing. It's your boy Ibskelso, and I'll catch you all in the absolute next one. Papa. Hey.